don't let Moko-chan have it usually. if I'm lucky.
I mean, is it like a love potion then too? Does it make the drinker love you? So does that mean that you use it to also love yourself more?
Brother sisters.
Not in that. Why? You know, English is so dumb. We only have.
ある程度準備スタンバイできたそうなの。じゃあロビーがねある程度準備スタンバイできたそうなので、ロビーを移してもらえますか。お願いします。今年はなんかふざける人いるのかな。
毎年なんかありますよね。
これが楽しみなんだけどね、後輩陣としては。
ロボコさんもなんかペラペラな帽子かぶってる。
めっちゃ
おでこに。
ちょっと斜め向いた時すごいペラペラ感が。
の
あ、来た。
がね。
あれ許すな。
みこさんビビパ今年はちょっとっていう感じで
でもなんか選んでたよ。
おっしゃってたようです
え、
が
こっちが選んでなかった。そうだったっけ。
なんか
すごいすごい。
一人まだまったりしてる子もいる。
そうだ。
可愛い。
まだ和室に茶室に。
なんかキラキラキラキラ音声はね左上のね音声が流れまして、すごい。あ、ふわもこ2人で映るんだね。走るの可愛いね。
まさかの
可愛らしいですよね。
11と12やらせ
可愛い。
プレゼントは私ってことかな。
そうですよね。
助手席だから
服着てないかと思っちゃった一瞬。
服は着てますね。
着てますね。だって
ということでね。これも可愛いこの切り替えの。
おい。
すげえ。
ちょっとこっち静かにして聞いてみるかこれ。
Atau kita pakai lagu lain kali ya?
ぐるぐる
ぐるぐるになっちゃったんだ。
悪い夢でしたね。
なんか F ワード。
一体何が起こったんだ。
なんだったんだ今のは。
今怖くて多分ぐるぐるにな。なんか F ワード。とんでもない。なんか F ワード。なんか F ワード。なんか F ワード。
あ、トアさん求愛されてますけど。
ああ、もう無視で。
これでどうよ？
あ、無視。
無視で大丈夫。左下は無視で。
無視で。はい。
すごい。個性がすごいのよ。
すごいよ。
This is one of the biggest VTuber dramas that's happened. So there was a girl, and she's a VTuber, and it's very hard for me to explain what really happened because of all of the different things that are going on at the same time. But Ninja Sani, is that the way to say the name? Have basically terminated this girl, and apparently they worked her to fucking death, and she had terrible experiences with the company, and I didn't even know that these guys existed.
Hey, what's up guys, Rip here. So it's been a wild 24 hours and a very rough time period for the reputation of Niji Sanji. As
And
most
they
of you
actually, like,
already
there's
know,
another,
yesterday Niji
there was like some other people that were collaborating with them that pulled out of the collaboration today, I'm pretty sure.
Sanji announced that they terminated their contract with Livers.
Another,
yesterday Niji...
There was like some other people that were collaborating with them that pulled out of the collaboration today, I'm pretty sure.
How do I put it? There was a really big opportunity that was given to me, or rather, I don't know, asked of me, or offered to me, offered to me, and I get why it wasn't accepted, but it's really frustrating. Things weren't negotiated or anything. It was just flat out no. I'm just really frustrated about it. Because I felt like maybe it was a once in a lifetime opportunity or something. I don't know. I was really excited about it. But I felt like maybe things were turning around or something.
Sanji announced they terminated their contract with Livers Selen Tatsuki, and in the process released this document, essentially throwing her under the bus.
Yep.
Now, a lot of the claims in that document were contested by tweets made by Selen on her past life account called Doki Bird, where she revealed many details of the situation, including the reason as to why she
I will not be silenced anymore. On December, I was hospitalized for an attempt that was caused by a oh, she tried to kill herself, maybe. Caused by a buildup of bullying, and within and being in a toxic, poor environment for numerous months that led to my breaking point. I requested to leave first, but on more neutral terms. Oh, wow. Holy fuck.
Hospitalized back in December.
Jesus.
And that was a result of an attempt on her own life where she cited bullying from within and a toxic and poor work environment at Niji Sanji. Now, I covered all of these details in depth in yesterday's video. You can check it out in the description if you want. But today we're going to focus on something else, and that is the fallout of this situation.
Yeah.
How many different parties have responded to this situation.
I remember whenever I read the whole post, I was like, man, they kind of torched her. Like, because usually, like, you know, these VTuber things, there's like drama, but you never get to know about it. A custom PC company just terminated their relationship with Niji Sanji. Cancel and refund all customers. Yeah, I saw that. It's called Height. Let me see if I can pull it up and see if it's on here at all. Yeah, after recent developments regarding Any Color, aka Ninja Sani, Height has made the decision to terminate our current projects with the VTuber group. So they totally dropped him. Holy shit.
But one thing that's been consistent
Sani, who gives
throughout the
a
past
fuck?
24 hours is a bukkake of community notes.
It's gonna be
being
Rip
attached
Bozo
to
pretty
Niji
soon
Sanji's
anyway.
termination announcement. So
Who cares?
Niji Sanji has been sending in the assassins. They're doing their best to take down these community notes, but they keep popping up as soon as they're taken down. Here's the latest one, citing one of the quotes from the document saying lack of communications with creators resulted in delays in Selen's commission payments to creators, where the note says, creators who have been commissioned by Selen have stepped forward denying these claims, even saying she had to pay them out of pocket due to management not doing so, which honestly lines up with a lot of the different controversies that management has been involved in the past with Selen and some of her projects that she has worked on.
Oh my god.
So moving forward, a lot of people have focused on a certain portion of that document where they claim that it wasn't Niji Sanji and their management who was bullying and harassing Selen. It was actually other livers within the English branch.
That's me,
which
not
of
you.
course
Sorry about
leads
that.
to the question, who were these people bullying Selen? Because the document doesn't name them, so now people are trying to guess. And as you can see, since the termination announcement, many different EN livers at Niji Sanji have lost.
They're all getting unsubscribed?
Termination announcement, many different EN livers at Niji Sanji have lost.
They're all... They're all getting unsubscribed?
Since the termination announcement, many different EN livers at Niji Sanji have lost.
They're all... They're all getting unsubscribed? Just as like a fucking shotgun approach? Oh my god. I mean, I bet half of these people didn't even have anything to fucking do with it. I kind of feel bad for them, but there it is.
Thousands of subscribers. Now, a portion of this is, of course, people who are just upset with Niji Sanji as a whole and want to just show
Guilt
that
by
they're
association. Yeah, I feel
unsubscribing to
bad for
different
them.
livers. But there's also people looking around
Assuming
and
they're
making
not bad
guesses. They're on a
actors.
witch hunt saying,
Of course.
I wonder who the bully was. Based on X, Y, and Z, it might be this person, so they're unsubscribing. Now we're left with a situation where all of these livers are being affixed blame for something that Niji Sanji management was trying to create. They're trying to create this illusion that they had no involvement with this bullying and mistreatment and toxic work environment. It was actually other livers.
Well, there's no way to know what happened because they're not going to say what happened. So unless the girl comes out and says what happened, you're just taking shots in the dark. Which is like, that's not really cool to do. I mean, I don't think that's a great thing.
course, when you don't name them,
Sink the
this is
yacht.
the
That's what
result.
they say.
However, a lot
Yeah,
of
I saw
Niji
that a
Sanji
lot.
and Ian Livers have come out to make tweets about the situation, despite being quiet for the first couple of hours in the wake of the termination announcement. So Renzoto came out and said, "I'll speak for myself, very unfair situation. I'm really upset. Please be respectful." Hex Haywire came out and said, very cryptically, "The truth will set you free." Roseme said, "Saddened with everything going on, I'll take a few days off social media for my well-being. Take care, everyone." And then Kyo came out and said, "Hey guys, I think I'm going to cancel tonight's stream. See you tomorrow," which is very unfortunate.
Probably a good
timing
idea.
of all of this, because only a few days ago, it was announced that Kyo would be graduating on February 17th.
That means quitting.
And as people have pointed out, this has really made a very complicated and upsetting situation for someone like Kyo, because this is overshadowing what should be a celebration as he's heading out the door. He was streaming throughout the time between the
Or
announcement
fired.
and his graduation stream on the 17th, and he was supposed to be streaming. Now he's
Or
canceling
leaving.
streams
Yeah, true.
because of everything going on with the Selene termination. But going forward, a lot of other people outside of the organization have come forward to share their experiences with Niji Sanji's management. You can see this tweet saying,
Yeah, see, that's what I like, because obviously the people that work for the company aren't gonna say anything that's like really bad, right? Like, they're never gonna be like, yeah, so they actually, you know, have like slave labor making the shirts that we sell or something like that. Like, they're not really gonna say anything bad. So, like, I want to see what other people say that just, like, worked with them. Is there any proof of this? I mean, there's the girl saying that it happened. There's everybody else, like, there's not anybody providing proof that it didn't happen. There's people that worked with her who said that the company didn't pay them, but she paid them instead. I mean, like, what do you want? Like, think about, like, what proof would you need? How do you prove a negative?
saying right here that a former talent, or a talent that was considering to join Niji Sanji, was asked to give up his entire voice acting career altogether
What the
if he
fuck?
was to join Niji Sanji.
Oh, this is pretty common. A lot of these VTuber agencies, and this isn't all of them. I'm not trying to, you know, like, shit on all of them. But there are some of them, and, like, they don't want you to work for them. They want to own you. And whenever I say own you, I do literally mean own you. They own the IP of that character. And so your existence online is foundationally built off of that one character, and they own and control that. They own the IP.
For voiceover, do you have an agent? And I was like, yeah, I have an agent. Hey, Meowmeda, thank you for the prime. And I was like, yeah, I have an agent. And they were like, okay, would you quit your agency? And I was like, I don't feel the need to, because I feel like agency and management are different. I'm like, okay, cool, so you prioritize your voiceover. And I was like, huh? What, in the Genjutsu? What?
Oh.
What do you mean? Huh?
And you can see it from their perspective, because, like, the more elements of a person's career they control, the more ability that they have to exercise power over that individual. It's just common sense.
Gonna work out. With Niji, they told
GENSHIN
me
voice
I
actor?
could not do voiceover at all.
Wow.
And I was like, no.
No.
And they were like, is that non-negotiable? I was like, hey, I would love to work with you guys, but yeah, that's non-negotiable.
Now we've seen how
That's
some
smart. Yeah, he made the right call. Absolutely. That's fucking ridiculous that they think they can control what he does outside of that.
think we're taking a dump. Time to move on. Dump. 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 Used to sit down on the toilet if you want to take a dump. We ain't gonna be able to charge you naturally. A bit too late in the day, I'm afraid. There is no dump, bro. Move on.
The neighboring nation of Liyue has
truly is fascinating.
We've been to so many places lately. What do you say we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax? Let Paimon think. Where are some nice places we could go? Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong? It's been a while since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one popping up out of nowhere and scaring us half to death. So let's surprise her this time. Here we are, right outside her place. Do you still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything. And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all. We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that. Huh? Traveler, did something catch your eye? pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer? Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello? Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this. Hello. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're... Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look... human! How did that happen?
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're indulging now because?
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning, or... Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Well, this is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts? Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again. However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yuehai Pavilion, so that shall be our first stop.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Aocang each year. Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
We're almost at Way High Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this? Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go? Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
Fair enough. Makes sense. All right, then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
Cloud Retainer?
Oh,
busted.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu?
She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although, perhaps I could move some work to later in the evening.
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make the necessary arrangements right away.
Thank you, Huixin. Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak. One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
Huh?
Seems she's not buying it.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important... Cloud Retainer's right! We've still got something super important to do, so we can't stay here for too long today.
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body. It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Yue High Pavilion. Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
You really think so? Not that you're not famous or anything, but that famous?
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as XIANYUN.
XIANYUN?
I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion. An adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and rest with the moon.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti. Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, much of Liyue would be nothing more than a barren wasteland today. The books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
Wow, that's incredible!
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one ought, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon's bad for calling you Illuminated Bird before. You're not too mad, are you?
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace? And what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration? Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
That is a lot of questions.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Shangling still off and out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
I see. Most excellent indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Shangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal and reliable. One has no cause to believe that they will make Shenhe's work difficult. Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. One shall visit Wanmin Restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
See you around, Ganyu! Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think? As soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
Huh. She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, eh?
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dishes. Hey, how about you ask her?
You do it.
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
What would you like to order?
2 servings of Mora meat to go. Oh, good chat. Bye.
Shenhe!
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is?
This is Miss XIANYUN.
Master?
Huh?
Huh. One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
You...
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too!
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler in Paimon, are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So I've got things covered for now. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
First, I tried to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
Oh, how should Paimon put this?
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human society.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
I see. Oh, just as expected of Master. I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
Whoa, her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest. In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
Huh, what kind of device was it?
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day. Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days and nights. 'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous. What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your mouth and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again. Paimon's just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
To me, they are both, Master. One is the Master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the Master that I respect and adore.
Huh. One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. One would almost question the sincerity of your estimations. This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit, yet one places little weight in such judgments.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple, and it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Do you have any empty tables?
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
I'll try my best.
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny? But it smells so delightful.
Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't go on for much longer.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around. Excuse me, would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so... Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys? Great! Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu, and this is my granny, Yuendai. Granny? Yep. Is there something wrong with that? No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young. Yeah, a lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears. Granny, why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
'Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu. Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that? Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Need any help? Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confusing. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning. They died young. It's just me and Granny now. But it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got. Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid. You're too kind.
And me? Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again. You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Oh, does that mean you're possessed?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear, and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
Huh, you're right. Paimon almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
A younger version of Granny? This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As once said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave the situation to me.
Are you sure? So, what are your names? Paimon's Paimon.
Just GENSHIN is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back? Oh, we don't need any payment for this. Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss GENSHIN, what exactly can we do to help out this Granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Okay, taking that as a no. I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinto knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the XIANYUN Commerce Guild.
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the XIANYUN Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
I've always wanted to try this place.
Food is unbelievable.
Where are you going, Granny? Don't you like the food?
Fresh milk. I need to buy you some fresh milk.
Milk? Why?
You need to drink milk before eating, or the spicy food will make you cry. Hush, little one. Don't cry.
Granny, you're forgetting things again. I'm not a little baby anymore. I can eat spicy food now. Even the super spicy dishes, like their fish stew. I can eat 2 whole bowls, no problem.
Wonderful. How wonderful. My darling granddaughter is all grown up.
it's you two. What brings you here?
Shincho! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone, but considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits and bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Shincho. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Shincho, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of GENSHIN Karst, and Qingyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her. You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Shincho. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Shincho, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss XIANYUN and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many people. So sad that she can't recall any of it. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels. Time erases everything. Even the greatest of heroes will have their legacy reduced to the small fraction of their deeds that were committed to paper. But I think the magic of chivalric novels lies in the way you can catch glimpses of a noble soul from a few mere paragraphs.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straightward, Ping, what has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Aocang. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead?
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Xingqiu has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yuendai have joined up with us again.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
Thank you so much. What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils. I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among friends.
Thank you.
Okay, since we have the time, can I ask you something?
Sure thing. What would you like to know?
I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
You can taste the sweetness of the dew?
It's just a feeling. The sensation of stepping out into the mountains on a cool morning, gazing upon the small droplets of water hanging from the leaves, and feeling the sweet stream of water soothe a parched throat with every swallow. It's a sense of calm and serenity, one that stretches on and on until days become weeks, weeks become years.
What's wrong, Shiryu?
Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise?
Oh! About that.
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss XIANYUN call herself an adeptus.
Oh, must have been a slip of the tongue. XIANYUN, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Shiryu here what you really meant by that.
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Huh?
I knew it. Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So, I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like that?
A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
Never has one met an Adeptus with such features. One surmises such a description is but a hyperbolic embellishment that oft results from narrative accounts.
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help Granny recover her memories. I'm really grateful for all your help.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one. Let's go to Wangshu Inn first!
Okay, I'll go get Granny.
Wangshu Inn. Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious, and if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock. I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window. Which room was it again? Let me look.
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait, huh? Whoa! Shell! What are you doing here all of a sudden? You scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form. I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago when she decided to don her human form. I believe it was for the purpose of...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay?
Back then, at this place,
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now. Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
A long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Shinjo said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me, and there was no cure for it. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained dormant for several decades after that.
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, if only I wasn't so useless.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watched me grow up, raised me. How could you say that about yourself?
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's all.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Next location. Next location. Oh, why don't we go to the area north of Dwayun Karst next? There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, Paimon's got it. Let's check out the houses in the area first. After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this rate, we'll recover all of Granny Wendai's memories in no time. Do you remember anything about this place, Granny Wendai?
Let me think. I feel like I've been here before, but I don't think I stayed here too long. I might have just rested here briefly before continuing on my way.
Got it. That's okay. There are still plenty of other places we can check.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes. I brought some sweet snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you! Then Paimon will help herself. Paimon sees an abandoned house! Why don't we take a break over there?
This place... it's...
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Shuyu. This is where your father was born. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent child.
Sin? Oath? Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared out. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my chest and wept tears of joy. It was the first time I'd ever felt such happiness in my life.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Shuyu. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much. But you're always going to be different from me. Why? Just what did I do?
I don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten. All right, let's not stand around any longer. There's one place left, yes? Let's go take a look.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be GENSHIN Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not, you have my aid in this endeavor.
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny Wendai?
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived here before? When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Wendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Aotsang? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Aotsang. Mount Aotsang.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
Mount Aotsang, What am I really?
Mount Aotsang holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
Cloud, Miss XIANYUN, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Aotsang.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You and I, you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Aotsang.
Wait, really? When did you do that?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
Shadows of incinerate!
Here, this is it.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state. Soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia, its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now? We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved time on a lot of floating.
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon. We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves. Had she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Whoa, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down on a warm patch of grass after a super satisfying meal.
And you, Yuendai, is the mechanism helping you to relax? It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago, we should have never.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned?
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean you already knew each other?
Yes. I now remember everything. Everything.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is fine. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten was the truth of what I once was.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on. Shuyu, everyone, I cannot thank you enough for all your help. I'm ready to tell you my story, if you're willing to listen.
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter. I love you more than anything. Nothing you say can change that.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in GENSHIN Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor adeptus.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away. Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so I...
Oh no, what happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again. But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time. If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Granny! What's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an adeptus? No, it couldn't be. Master, don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself. You knew where I was all along.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Wait! Paimon's confused! So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount the rest of the tale.
They still didn't clarify what this sin was, huh? If I had to guess what this sin was, okay, that bird, okay, fucked a man. So we now have a goat fucker, we now have a bird fucker, we now have a oceanid fucker, aka a water fucker. That guy's extra special. He fucked literally just a puddle, man. We have a deer fucker. Man, fucking this game just gets more degenerate by the patch. Alright, we got people fucking all sorts of animals in this game, man. When are we gonna get a fucking moon carver fucker, huh? When are we gonna get a fucking moose fucker? Huh? Moose fucker next. Okay. That guy, that crane, okay, turned into a human, and yet for some reason, you know, also gained all of the carnal desires of a human, even though they were a crane, but they transformed into a human, but yet somehow that bird still knew what it was like to be a female human. And then she fucked a dude, so that dude is now officially a bird fucker. But somehow, the child never turned out to be partially. Actually, maybe they might cover it. They might say that that little girl is partly an. Well, no, wait, she's not. No, that bird isn't actually an Adeptus. She was just an ordinary, you know, like all them cranes that I mass genocide on a daily basis for chicken drumsticks, for chicken tendies. Okay, she's literally just another one of them cranes that I go farm KFC for every day. Okay, but she gained sentiency and knowledge, so she was an extra smart piece of KFC. Okay, she was a limited edition special offer KFC. Okay. So really that guy just fucked, you know, an extra special bucket of KFC. So, okay, it's not an Adeptus then, so you know, that girl isn't, you know, part Adeptus. She doesn't have Adeptal blood running through her veins like Ganyu and Yanfei and whatever, but that dude fucked a bird. Alright, that dude fucked he's the true bestiality man so far in Genshin Impact. At least, you know, the other dudes, okay, they fucked Adeptus, okay? But this guy literally just fucked a bird. Okay, he didn't even fuck an Adeptus. He just straight up just fucked a bird. That's like if some dude went out into the wild and fucked one of them boars that I kill on a daily basis. Alright, or fucked, what else can you fuck? Yeah, he fucked a bird. I'm also sick and tired of these shallow ass stories. Hoyo, can you like cook up a slightly more complex, intricate, woven story to make me emotional rather than again fucking go for the low-hanging fruit of these cheap-ass emotion plots to do with illness and dead people, huh? You know there is a world beyond just, you know, fucking pandering to mental illness and dead people to make people, you know, cry, you know, to your stories. You can do it in many other ways that could be relatable to humans, okay? To make them feel emotional. You don't have to just constantly keep fucking doing stories to do with someone suffering from an illness, like this one suffering from an illness. The fucking Fontaine storyline of that random NPC, okay, with the penguins, right, and her dead son, okay, and then you had who else had an illness? Oh right. But then that wasn't a sad one. That was kind of more of an infuriating one, right? The fucking Chuen, fucking old man that got poisoned. That wasn't really an illness. And then you had the Baiju's quest again to do with illness and potentially dying, and yeah, they just love to keep pandering to fucking illnesses, huh? Cancer. Oh right, Elazar. All right, let's just keep going for the cancer and dementia and other terminal illness route mixed in with dead old people and dead loved ones and, you know, cringy ass fucking child NPCs and their voice actors trying to put on the best crying voice that they can to make our audience instantly cry and feel sorry for them and get emotionally invested. I'm sorry, that only works like once or twice. If I have to do story after story, the same fucking formula, it's gonna get fucking tiring. It's gonna get too repetitive. Okay, it's getting a bit repetitive. All right, I already cried during oh, where is Xiao? Yeah, no, I cried to fucking the Perilous Trail ending. That wasn't to do with old people and sickness. All right, it was still to do with, well, yeah, it was still kind of to do with dead people, but not in the same way. This was more like a heroic last stand between brothers. Okay, it was like bros going out together. Okay, fucking, it's like some fucking band of brothers shit. It makes any grown man cry when it comes to making your last stand with your comrades. Okay. But other than that, all I fucking remember is just fucking mental illness and fucking elderly people suffering fucking plot lines, okay, so far, to make me feel emotional, and I'm like, I'm getting tired of this, bro. Okay, come up with something else, otherwise you ain't gonna make me cry every time you put some random old granny NPC on the screen, okay, and have them talk about their dead loved ones and their fucking illnesses, and I'm supposed to feel sorry for them. I didn't know who this bitch was before I started this quest. In the same way I didn't know who that bitch was during the Friminet fucking seasonal event with the penguins. Okay, you just throw me some random NPC and tell me that they lost somebody, a family member, okay, and now they're suffering from dementia. It's like, oh cool, my condolences, but I don't know you long enough for me to actually give a shit. Okay, this kind of fucking writing is just too shallow. It's made for ADHD, fucking easily entertained, easily fucking convinced Zoomer millennials, man. On the bright side, though, this OST in the background is very nice. I can't believe we just got thrown into a domain like this. I was wondering, like, oh, this story, you know, doesn't seem like we need to go anywhere. We don't need to fight anything. Are we gonna get a domain? Are we gonna get cucked out of another fucking story quest with no trial like we did with Albedo? But no, we actually get a trial.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Where am I? Is this like a teaser to GENSHIN Vale? Damn. Can't even go that way. Oh. Oh, this is Leeway from fucking 30 years ago.
In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies, glaring though they may have been. Wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did one finally set out for Wangshu Inn. As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition. One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
This OST is like... I swear this is one they played in Fontaine. Very similar. This was definitely one of the fucking Fontaine OSTs. Actually, wait, no, it was from the Perilous Trail. Right? Not this one. I'm gonna go look for it. What was it? I think that was the Perilous Trail OST. Let's go have a look. Perilous Trail OST. This OST sounds so fucking familiar, man. Ain't that one. No, it definitely ain't that one. That ain't it. Well, it can only be in one of two places. It's either in the chasm or it's in Fontaine. It can't be in Sumeru. So, And those were the only two things we've done so far. Your computer's inability, okay, to fucking handle... It's not these, man. This is... this fucking OST is from literally the first patch. I think I know where it is. I think it was from it actually is from Sumeru. Sumeru. It certainly ain't that one. I found it. I found it. Look, listen to this. I knew it. There could only be two places I heard this OST, either in the Chasm or in Fontaine, because Sumeru doesn't use the piano. I don't think well, not really. I mean, well, they use it for, you know, that nice, like, original theme, right? The one that you would associate Sumeru with the most in the green area during the daytime. You know, that lovely piano theme that everyone knows. That, you know, I call it the OG Sumeru OST. You guys probably know which one I'm talking about. The OG piano Sumeru theme in the forest area during the daytime. Okay, the one filled with so much I knew. Okay. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Alright, that's 2 attempts you've used now. You've got 1 attempt left. I suggest you make damn well sure that the coast is clear before you open your mouth again and start speaking. If you hallucinate another cough, another crack, we're gonna be in big trouble, my friend. I knew, okay, this OST sounded familiar. Okay, I heard it before somewhere, but I just couldn't quite put my finger on it. But it was like so, like, almost identical that it couldn't have been mistaken for something else. Okay, and then I thought, right, where have I heard something similar like this from before? There could only have been 2 places, okay, that this OST could have come from. Okay, that I am trying to draw some similarities to, okay, that I have heard from in the past. It's either from the Chasm or it's from Fontaine. It couldn't have been from any other place, okay, because those are the only 2 places that I have been to this year, right? I don't think I've been anywhere else except for the desert in Sumeru. Now, there is no piano in the desert. Okay, not that I can remember. In fact, I did most of the fucking desert, okay, without any fucking background music on. I muted the fucking background music, right? Evident from all of my VODs. I didn't even have any fucking music playing in the background, so how could you have heard anything from the desert if there was no fucking music to begin with? So it couldn't have been from the desert, even if you had the music on, okay, for the desert part of Sumeru. The desert is mainly Taliban music, okay? There is no piano in Taliban music. So it couldn't have been the desert. So the only other place it could have been in would have been in the green forest areas of Sumeru. Now, I only know of 1 piano track, okay, in the forest area of Sumeru, and it's that generic, that OG, okay, like I call it the main Sumeru theme. It's the one where you got first introduced to Sumeru even back in like patch 3.0. You heard that piano theme when you're out in the wild, out in the wilderness, okay, in the green, okay, rainforest areas of Sumeru during the daytime, and you hear just, you know, that lovely, beautiful, okay, piano OST. You know, you guys probably know which one I'm talking about. There's only one. It's the most identifiable, the most recognizable, okay, the most iconic piano theme of the outdoor areas of Sumeru Rainforest, okay? So it couldn't have been that, because that's not what this fucking OST sounds like at all, okay? So it had to have been somewhere else. So if it's not in Fontaine, then it has to be, if it's not in Sumeru, then it has to be in either the Chasm or Fontaine. I searched up the Chasm, okay, and the only 3 tracks I remember from the Chasm were the original OST, okay, standing right at the very end of the Chasm Underground before I bumped into Yan Fei, and that OST went something along the lines of it went something like, I'm not gonna fucking try to remember what it sounds like. I'm just gonna go look it up. The Chasm Underground OST. Yeah, this one. Right? The only 3 OSTs I remember was this one. Right? That one, which is not the one I'm referring to. That's not the one I'm thinking of right now. Okay, and then there was the one in the domain itself with the fantastic compass. Okay, which was that one. Certainly wasn't that one. And then the last one was the cinematic cutscene credits OST, which is definitely not that one. So I couldn't remember a single OST from the Chasm that reminded me of this OST. So therefore, the only other place left I could search was in Fontaine. Now in Fontaine, there's a lot of piano, which is a real problem trying to figure out which fucking zone it could have been in. Okay, so the only place that I've been at recently in like the last month or 2 in Fontaine was doing the Nazi Cruise Ordo Malleus questline. So therefore, it had to have been something to do with the Nazi Cruise Ordo Malleus. And I was right. It's this soundtrack, okay? This one. No, not that one. Okay, that one is the chasm domain one. Okay, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to the one that I'm referring to. That one is so hauntingly beautiful, man. It's so like, you know, you're alone in the darkness. You're in some like deserted, desolated land of a forgotten past, and you're out to solve a mystery either by yourself or with a couple of friends. Okay? And and you know that the path ahead is indeed a perilous one. Okay, one that you might not come back from, but you must press on. Sort of fucking vibes. So the OST I'm referring to is this one. Let's first listen to the Cloud Retainer one first, okay? If it comes back anytime soon, and then we'll compare it to the Nazi Cruise Odo Malleus one. Literally, they sound like the same. Sounds like you're in some deserted cafe. Yellow, listen to this. You see, like, listen to this part, right? That part. And then you listen to this. Can you hurry the fuck up before I kick your head in, please? I swear to fuck, I'm gonna kick your head in a minute. Sounds like some rainy day. Okay. At a fucking outback alleyway, like dim lit, semi-dark, run-down cafe full of shady people, shady dealings. Alright, we're gonna wait until well, I mean, if the OST doesn't come back in the next one, we'll just listen to the one that sounds like it, and then we'll move on. Well, in fact, we can't move on. We're gonna have to wait until like 4:15 until we can continue the quest. You decided to spend the last 25. Yeah, no, listen to this OST. Listen to this OST. Like, pay attention to this part, okay? And then I'm gonna show you the other one. Okay, listen to this part. Listen to this part. Okay, and now listen to this OST from the Nazi cruise Ordo Malleus. See? They're the same. They're the same. That was where the reference was from. They're the same. Who the fuck are you talking to? Huh? Who the fuck are you talking to? I don't know, but we're gonna be watching videos again.
Hey. How you doing? You playing Halo?
Yeah.
Which one?
Halo 3. I was watching the Halo 3 speedrun, and I was like, God, I keep forgetting how good this game is, so I'm just playing it on my own.
Halo 3.
I can
I like
screen share
when
if
we
you
played.
want to watch.
No, good. I'll get distracted. If you screen share with me, I'll start just watching it and reacting to it on stream, and I will have no words to say. I'll just be like, whoa.
That'd be the best, sure.
Because I'm so eepy. I'm so eepy. I stayed up until like 6:30 last night.
I passed out around 4, so I can't complain.
I hopped into Mouse's stream, like after we ended our collab. I got a snack,
Oh,
I
you
sat
did?
down, saw that she was on, saw her new outfit. Did you see her new model?
Yeah, is it the trickster one?
So good.
That was so cute.
And I hadn't seen it. It was mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
but I hadn't seen it. So I was like, oh, so I hopped in to tell her it looked good. And then a little while later, I finished my tasks and I'm ready to go to bed. It's like 4 something a.m. And I like open her stream again because I'm gonna close the tab and I just listen in for a minute. And she like she's listening to her K-pop playlist. And there's some really old song that I recognize, and it like comes on as like an old cheesy song, and she's like, oh, this song, and she like goes to skip it, and I was like, don't skip it. And so I hop in the call immediately, and I'm like, don't skip it. What are you doing? And we ended up talking about the topic for like 2 hours.
I don't know much about K-pop, but
no, that's fine. It was like I know more about like older K-pop, not newer stuff.
I
And
know
that's
like
what
a
she
little
was
bit
about.
of like Shiny, a little bit.
Yeah.
I died. Sorry, I got needles stuck in my butt.
No, you're good. Yeah, it was interesting because I was talking to my chat about it earlier, and I was like, it's weird to meet someone who knew about like a lot of these older groups and things and was like deep in it at the time because there weren't that many people. So when you actually talk to someone about it, it's like meeting a rare creature.
Yeah, I don't. BTS isn't considered an old B group, right? I wouldn't really consider that.
No, they've been around for a long time. Actually, they came out like a really long time ago. But they were all pretty young when they came out. Like a lot of them were teenagers.
I see.
So they've had a lot of staying power because they've been around since then. But they didn't get popular until like several years into their career, and that's when they became popular in the West. So I think they've been popular here for what like over 5 years now or something. It's been a while.
Oh
but,
damn.
Yeah, they've been
That's
around for
older
quite
than
some
me.
time. Yeah, it is. It is older than you.
Oh my god. Okay.
Ow. Ow, ow, ow. She's dying in Halo.
I'm dying in Halo.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to just sit around and chill.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing right now. I think because of the busy week we had, I just felt so drainaged. I was
Me
in
too.
bed all day.
I had some like newer games that I was planning at the beginning of the week. I was thinking about playing today, and then I did so much extra shit this week that I was like, man,
I don't have the energy. So I think
Yeah.
maybe next week I'm gonna try not to do many collabs. Because I'm
yeah,
just
we can balance it. It's Zen's fault.
I get worried because like I messaged Zen going, I swear to God, if you feel pressured making these collabs because we keep like saying that you're like, that's why I'm worried a little bit. You know, I feel like Zen feels a little bit of pressure
to
from
be the one
hosting-
to facilitate it.
Yeah, because remember like during her birthday and then in the Riz tuber we were saying all these nice things about how she was like the one to bring people together and stuff.
So then
And
she's like
so-
acting on that.
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
what I'm a little worried about. So I'm just like, I
Yeah.
swear to God, if I see you do more stuff, I'm gonna force you to go to bed. I swear to God.
I can plan more stuff too. I'm outside
Me
of
too, yeah.
like us three. I'm usually the one planning stuff for everyone else that I do things with. I'm always the planner, and I just don't because Zen usually has an idea in her head first of what she wants to do, and I'm just like, okay, just tell me when. But usually I'm the one like taking charge and planning stuff, so I'll just force Zen into more of my plans, so she can
Yeah.
relax.
I want to do that. I used to be able to do a lot of hosting, and then my anxiety gotten worse, so I
Yeah,
haven't
it
really
comes in
done.
waves.
Yeah.
I get you. I'll plan more stuff. I'll do it. I
I
have some
definitely wanna
friends who
go.
wanted to do things, and I was like, you know, it'd be nice to like mix some of my friends together, because normally I do things with you guys, and then I have like all these separate little groups that I do things with. So I want to start throwing people in the same room and just being like, you're friends now.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, but I'm too socially awkward to do that.
Well, you can always throw me into anything because I mesh with everyone.
Yeah,
plain
same
and
here
simple.
for me. I just like to vibe. Oh, I thought that girl was alive, but he was just laying on the tree, just hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah. Joel says I do that with off hangouts. Joel does. Joel's the one who's always reaching out about like, oh, do you want to watch movies? Like all the stuff you do off stream, which is really appreciated, because I think everyone is so concerned about their stream schedules. Like you have to take care of that first, and then everything else, that they like forget to plan normal hangouts with people. So it's so appreciated. Even if I can't make it, I always appreciate that Joel like reaches out and was like, oh, we're watching this. Yeah.
I appreciate Joel doing that too. I'm like, I feel so bad. I'm like the worst movie buddy. Like, I don't really like. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to watch movies, but then if there's a movie on TV, I'm the kind of person who just stands there and watch, going, oh, interesting. And I still stand there going, I don't want to watch this.
You're just chilling out, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I only like to watch movies I know I'm interested in.
I'll still watch them with people, and then I'll just like play a game on the side if it's like if it doesn't have huge interest for me, and I just kind of listen in, and that's still pretty comfortable for me.
I should try doing that, but I just feel too worried about coming across as rude.
Nah. I think if you're straight up with it, people don't mind. If you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play this on the side too.
Yeah.
People just be like, okay. Simple as.
So many social rules that are hard to understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Uncle Joel for the aftercare. I don't like that sentence. He says, I'm with Zen though. It's kind of tiring being the one to schedule everything. It is. That's it's like unfortunate, but that's a reason why I don't do as much with certain people that I used to. I still like them, but like I was the one putting in all the effort to plan stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I just got like burnt out on that. So I was like, okay, if you want to do more of X thing, just hit me up for it. You guys do, okay? And they'd be like, all right. And then I just sit around and wait for it, and that's it. And I'm like, yeah, I know I planned it too many times. I'm too tired.
I get invited to so many things, so I'm just like, all right, today's the day I'm gonna plan something, and then I get invited. I'm like, well, I guess today is not that day.
Yeah, I've been trying to do a better job of balancing that. Like, when a close friend asks me to do something, I pretty much always say like, yeah, let's do it. And enough times I've sacrificed like whatever I already had planned or what I should be doing for myself that I'm like, let me balance it back the other way a little bit.
Oh god.
Keep it even. So that's what I've been trying to do a little more, and it's been better. It's been a lot better.
I saved a man from getting choked.
Let's go. Yippee!
Yippee! Watch me immediately die. Right after. Oh, he's dead! Oh, that's...
Yeah.
After all that rescuing, he dies immediately. That's
just how it is. It's how it is. Someone says I should become a VTuber collab manager and do the work for them /s.
That means sarcasm, right?
Yeah, it's here's what I think. If they're not able to put in the work and effort to like organize things, they just gotta be let to sit there until they figure it out. They gotta learn how to do it. Yeah, you can't do it for them.
Exactly.
They're gonna be like super socially anxious. You have to just let them be socially anxious until they figure it out. That's how I feel.
As someone who's socially anxious, I can agree.
Yeah, cause like you'll get over it with time, or like that one moment where you have a moment where you're able to push yourself out of the box, like you kind of out of your comfort zone. You do it, and then it's like a little easier after that, right? And you need to have the chance to do that. If I planned everything for you, you'd never try that.
Exactly. Right? That's why even when I get like invited to collabs, I try to like at least put in some of the work to help at least, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're always helping with it, which is good.
Yeah. I like helping. Yeah, that's life. Yesterday, I was like, you know what? Since I'm hosting the cloud, at least I'll host the room. Oh my god.
I've been tossing around the idea of setting up a group calendar for real.
Yeah,
I wasn't
we were
a bit
talking about that yesterday.
Like taking my Google Calendar that I put like my streams on and everything and my collabs, and then just sharing it to Haruka and Sen. And then if they tell me that they're doing something or they're streaming, they can put it on the same calendar. And then we can all like stagger things out properly so we could see where the gaps are to fill in like collabs and stuff, right? So if someone has their like, I'm definitely playing this thing this day and it's happening at this time, we can like stay away from that and let them do it and then like, you know, move things around. I think that'd be really nice.
I think so too.
I love your dying noises.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
She's like, I think so too. Oh!
Oh shit, oh fuck, 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 there's stress. Oh jeez, oh lord.